Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and for those returning, welcome back to the channel, and thank you for subscribing. Uncle D here. Today we're just going to be talking about some of the things that we've been experiencing with our animals. Unfortunately, we just noticed that the two workers that were taking care of the goats have been selling our goats. So anyway, I just want to also kind of advise our other farmers out there. Just make sure you're counting your goats, at least every other day. Be fully involved in the counting. Don't just listen to the numbers that the workers are telling you, because the workers have been recording that they've been recording the numbers of goats that they say are there. But we just noticed that there were actually few goats that were missing. So every now and then, just make sure you are part of the counting group. Make sure that all your goats are, all there. So last week we noticed, actually beginning of the week, we noticed there were 6 goats missing, and then we went through and recounted, and then we found actually there were 6 goats missing. So anyway, we gave the guys 2 days to go and look for the goats, and after 2 days they came back and they said they couldn't find any dead goats or anything out there. So and then later on we heard stories, and unfortunately we end up finding that our guys have actually been selling goats to some of the neighboring people, which is very sad. My advice to you farmers out there, if you are upcoming farmers, if you're going to buy goats, make sure you go to the farm, make sure you go talk to the owner of the goats to make sure that you're not buying stolen goats. Make sure, because you don't want to get in trouble, you don't want to be in possession of stolen goods. So it's your responsibility to ensure that you go and talk to the owner of the farm or the owner of the goats, just to make sure that you are not buying stolen property. Anyway, so that's what happened with the guys. At this point, we had to involve the police, because the guys refused that they had no knowledge about anything, but somebody gave us a hint that they had actually indeed sold goats to somebody else. And the sad thing is that the guys that were taking care of the goats did not really even understand the value of the price or value of the cross goats. So they were selling goats that are worth over $100 for only $25, right? You can imagine. Anyway, after digging and investigating with the police officers, we ended up recovering 2 of the goats, and the 2 goats that were recovered crosses, and also heavily pregnant, that will be giving us kids anytime soon. So just be careful out there with your workers. Pay your workers well, talk to your workers. I don't know, it's a complicated thing, right? How do you know whether your workers are thieves or whether they are not, right? So anyway, yeah, so we end up recovering those 2 goats, and then the remainder of the goats, we're still in discussion with these guys. So the one guy that bought one guy bought 2 goats, and the other 4 were bought by another person. So the guy that bought the 2 goats gave us 1 back, and unfortunately he has sold the second one. So anyway, so far it looks like this person is going to have to either give us the value the cross goats, or we may I don't know, we may end up getting I don't know, we're still yet to figure out what we're going to do with that in that situation, right? Because at this point this is not in our hands anymore. It's in the hands of the police, and then a decision is going to be made on what what we are going to do, what we want, and how we're going to proceed from here. Yeah, so that's what's been happening on our place. It is really sad because it's a drawback, right? Like it takes a long time to secure really good animals, and then just losing it so cheaply. Somebody stealing it and selling it for such a cheap price is really, really disappointing. And for you farmers out there, at times, if you are desperate for good animals, I don't know, just be patient. Just be patient. If you only have local goats, just stick, be strong with your local animals. Get a nice cross back or a pure back, and see if you can improve your breed. And with no time, you have very nice breeds too. So it's just a bit of patience, and never buy stolen property, because the consequences are so high, right? Because the guy that ended up buying the stolen goods, because he was found in possession of stolen goods, he ended up being taken into police custody too, right? So you don't want to risk losing your production hours in jail or in police cells awaiting for for the police or the judge to make a decision. So you have to be smart about these things. Just be content with what you have, be patient, and keep working hard, and you will get there. It's just at times it's just time. Just that's all I can say to upcoming farmers that are really eager to get into to grow big and to grow fast. Like, just be patient. Keep working hard, keep restocking your animals one by one, but just make sure that you're getting your animals from a reliable source. Go to a farm, talk to a farmer. Don't buy goats from a field. Don't buy goats that are out grazing, because more than likely the owner of the goats is not out there in the field taking care of those animals. It's most likely one of his workers that is taking care of the animals. And if you're buying animals from the worker and without papers or without even a letter of sale, most likely you are buying stolen animals. And what I've done in the past, I've bought animals before in the past, and I try to make sure that there is documentation. Like, we document everything so that we have a record of transaction of our animals that we are buying. So as a new farmer, try to do that. You don't want to lose money. You don't want to lose, you've worked so hard for your money. You don't want to lose whatever money you have because you bought something that is stolen. Make sure there is a record. Buy goats from reputable farmers. Like, if somebody has got paperwork, or even if they don't have records of the goat, just make sure that they give you a letter of sale, at least acknowledging that they're actually selling you these goats. If those guys had documentation that they actually bought these goats genuinely from me, or from from one of my associates that's allowed to sell goats, then that case would be totally different. But these guys have no evidence. They have no proof that they bought these goats from us, right? Yes, so make sure you check your goats every so often. Make sure your goats are tagged every week at least. Just make sure all your tags are there. If they're missing a tag, replace those tags. With our guys that store the goats, they were, I don't know, they made sure that all the tags, they cut off all the tags and left them. And that's how we knew right away, like, okay, it's either they got cut off somehow, or if these are just perfectly here, then I don't know, somebody possibly left them anyway. Yeah, so far that's what has happened. We've recovered 2, and we're still in discussions on how we're going to recover our other 4 that have been sold to other people. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate. You have a wonderful day. Yeah, bye now.